Okay, so that's better. How is everybody doing? I am back on the camera again, and not only am I back on the camera, but I am on my way to work. Wow, it's been like, I think, well, I don't know if it's been over a year, but it's been a long time since I last made another video. So it's definitely time for me to catch you guys up on what's been going on, what I've been doing, where my goals are, and where my head is at. So I'm excited to not only get back on the camera, I'm glad to be back on the camera, but I'm going to be making sure that I do everything I'm supposed to be doing to stay consistent this time around. So stay tuned for what we got in store, and please stick around and not only subscribe. Okay, so I have a little more time so I can actually talk and record now. How is everybody doing? I hope you've all been doing good, and I hope you've missed me in this face. Sorry, I'm looking a little rough. It's been a little minute since I got a haircut, but right now I am currently outside of my new job that I am starting today, but I might not be here for long. If you guys remember me in my last couple of videos, if you've even caught up, my name is Aziz. I am 26 years old, and I am currently getting my shit together. Yes, definitely getting my shit together. If you guys last saw any of my videos, you guys know that unfortunately I got fired from my restaurant manager job, and since then, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having ups and downs in the work environment, like going from job to job left and right. One thing I can say is I got fired in the middle of June, and it wasn't until like the end of last 2 weeks of August that I was able to get another job. It was at a catering hall, another manager position, but that only lasted up until the week before the week before Thanksgiving, when I unfortunately got fired from that job again. And then I ended up like a week or two later being able to get a job as general manager for a fast food restaurant, which was a great experience. It was a little bit of fun, but I'll be honest, I felt overworked and underpaid like nobody's business. So that lasted about a month, about a little under 2 months, because I started that job December 5th, and then I would say by the last week of January I was already gone because I had to leave. I had quit, and because I had found another job at a beverage retail store which was in my town. So I left that job because I had gotten that job, which was a way to get out of that general manager position, since that definitely was not for me. So since then, I've just been trying to put myself in another management position because I didn't like that beverage retail store. Not that it was a bad job, but it didn't fit my personality style. I know I have a lot of high energy, and with me having such management experience, I didn't want to be, at least in an environment that didn't suit my own work history. I was basically unloading pallets of beer and alcohol because it was a craft beer and beer store with also having juices and soda. So they didn't sell like liquor, but they sold like beer and craft beers. The owner had 10 locations in my area, so I was working at about 2 or 3 of them before I not only understood that it wasn't for me, but decided I needed to come back to fast food. All right, everyone, we are back on the camera. So I just finished from my first shift at the new job. The only issue is it's a good job. I actually really like it for my first day. The problem is I have probably the most important job interview of my life tomorrow. So I am not sure what's going to happen, because although this place is nice and would be, a good, I guess, restart point for me after the basically horrible second half of 2025 that I had. Like, I'm not gonna lie, from literally end of June till December, I was going through ups and downs, which was crazy. More ups and downs than I've ever been through in my entire life. But I know I definitely was at fault for a lot of it, so I'm not gonna act like I didn't know where it came out of. But with me now being in a position, especially this week, where I have big opportunities lined up in front of me, and I'm in a position where I could potentially pick between 3 jobs, it's like, 1, I am very blessed to not only be at this point, but 2, it's really showing me that a lot of the things that I let distract me within the last 6 months of 2025 cannot happen again. I cannot let those distractions that put me in the position I was in 2025 happen again in 2026. Not only is this my year, but it's shaping up to be a year where I could put myself in a position I never thought of before, as long as I continue to stay focused on what really matters. And for right now, me personally in my life, what matters is making the most money as possible right now. Because realistically, staying close to God, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and making sure I can make as much money as possible right now, since I'm in a good position, is what's going to benefit me the most. Everything else is quite literally a distraction. So at this point, I'm not willing to do anything but put myself in the best position. That's why when it comes to these jobs, I'm 100% willing to leave one for the other if it means I'm making more money. 100%. Because with the way the world is going, I need to make sure I put myself in the best position possible to have the best future possible. And one of the best ways to make sure I have the best future possible is to have my finances in check as early as possible. So that's why for this job tomorrow is not only the most important interview I'm going to be going to, since I've been interviewing for jobs since I left high school. It's also going to be an interview for the highest paid job I could potentially have ever gotten at this age, 26. And to be making the amount that I could potentially make at this job at this age is definitely going to be a blessing. So not only am I making sure to stay focused, I'm also making sure to do everything that I know I'm supposed to do from now on, which is why, as you guys can see, I'm back on the camera, back documenting my life, and back to building for myself. Yes, I work a 9-to-5 and I'm helping another person build their establishment, but I know that I want to build something for myself. But in order to build something for myself, I gotta start small. I need the 9-to-5 to not only continue to pay my bills, but to have money in my pockets. But I need to make sure I'm working on what's going to set me free from the 9-to-5 outside, which is why as soon as I left work, turned on the camera, wanted to finish up this video, because tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I not only get recording, but I also post 2 videos. So I may not post this video today, I may post it tomorrow, but I'm gonna definitely make sure that I record again tomorrow and then post it later on that night. So you may most likely get 2 videos tomorrow, but this video is definitely going to get uploaded ASAP, because there's a lot that I need to not only talk about, but there's a lot that I need to make sure I'm documenting as I'm doing things every day. My problem and my main thing was that I was overthinking the content creation thing and trying to make everything look perfect. And even to a certain extent, I still did try to do that, because I didn't start recording on this new camera until I got certain accessories that I wanted. But now that I have them, I'm making sure not to hesitate and get recording ASAP. And with the quality I'm seeing right now from this camera and the way that I've been able to record with this camera since I got it, I have no doubt that I'm gonna enjoy this and I'm gonna like this, because even with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I plan to still use, I feel like this setup is gonna suit me better. It's a completely new type of camera that I've never used. I'm using currently the DJI Action 5 Pro paired with a grip and handle, so that not only am I able to keep recording, but I'm also able to hold the camera in various positions or keep it comfortable while I'm giving angles such as this. So really glad that I was able to get this camera, and I'm pretty sure I got it at the best price I could possibly get it at. Yes, it did take me a little while to get this camera into use, but now that I've started using it, I'm loving every single aspect of it, and I'm gonna make sure that I continue to use this camera and get better. I want to get better at specifically storytelling and making interesting and good content that people like me would want to watch. So I'm gonna make sure I keep that in mind when I continue to make videos and continue my content journey as I get better. So stay tuned for the next video. Subscribe if you've been watching and been waiting for me to come back. And I promise you guys, I will not fail you when it comes to staying consistent. You're gonna get 2 videos tomorrow, and then you're gonna keep getting minimum 3 videos a week. Or if I have the possibility to, gonna upload as many as possible. But I'm gonna hold myself to a minimum of 3 videos a week, while I not only get better at making content and filming,
but I also understand where I want to take this channel. Because yes, I want to document my life, but I also want to make sure I do some cool, interesting things and people can learn from me and also relate to what I'm doing. Because I'm young, 26, and I feel like when it comes to the content creation space nowadays, especially on YouTube with the long form content, people gravitate towards those they can definitely relate to and see themselves being around in real life. So that's one thing I'm keeping in mind as I make this content. I want to make content that somebody can relate to and someone like me would want to watch. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.